guys to another video. So it is time to give a full review of the iPhone 6, the 4.7. So what do we have? We have a beautiful screen that is like this weird resolution of 1334 by 750. So it's a little higher than 720, but end result is it results in a very sharp display because it's only a 4.7 inch display and has the same resolution as the iPhone 5S. So screen, I think you'll definitely enjoy a very sharp display. Won't disappoint you. I think it's going to be one that a lot of people enjoy because it's a nice jump from the 5S, and I think this is going to be one that you'll really like. Very sharp. Colors are really colors are really great. They pop right out. Won't disappoint you. Body, gotta love the body. Love the body. First things first. This camera that sticks out here, don't let that bother you, because you can definitely put a case on it and it resolves that issue. And I'll just demo that to you right now. Putting a case on it, no more issues with the camera sticking out. Makes it flush and your problem solved. And this is a Distronics very thin case, so that solves the camera sticking out if that's a problem for you. Other than that, you've got the same old thing. You've got the vibrate switch right there, power volume rocker. Power's now on this side, power button, and the SIM tray's on that side still. Nothing on the top. Speaker on the bottom, charging port, sync cable, microphone, and headphone jack on the bottom still. You got the 8-megapixel camera on the back. And you got these antenna lines and things in here, and that's fine. NFC and signal antenna, that's fine with me. On the front now, you're now rocking a 1.2, I believe. So the body on this is 6.9 millimeters, very thin. Can't go wrong thin. It's just really nice, really sweet. So the body on this, definitely a perfect 10. Apple always seems to have great build quality, and the iPhone 6 is no exception. So cameras. I'm going to jump down to cameras. The camera on this thing, if you've never seen a spectacular camera, here is one. You've got some options here. Panorama mode, shoot this square, which I never use. Do regular photos. And with all things Apple, they don't give you much options at all. They keep it as basic as possible, and they want to control the editing feature. So then you've got video, which records in 1080p at 60 frames per second. Then you got a very nice slow motion at 240 or 120. And the 240 is really slow. It's really nice. Then you've got the great time-lapse feature. I think that's pretty sweet. Sorry, guys, get notifications on the other iPhone. But yeah, the time-lapse is really sweet. It's nice to have that on your phone now. And besides that, I mean, the camera on this thing is fantastic, like most iPhones. So let me grab the 6 Plus here, and I'm gonna take a picture. Oh, that's video. I won't do that. Let's take a picture. There we go. Very, very, very nice picture. The detail is just unbelievable. Do you see that? Do you see that detail? Great camera. I can't say enough about the camera. It is really good, and the front one is really good as well. So both cameras perform very well. I think you'll be pleased. It definitely won't disappoint, and you'll be able to snap very fast photos too. It takes very fast photos. Now, as far as the sound goes, the sound on this device is plenty loud, and you definitely should be able to enjoy your music. Full volume right there. It doesn't distort at all. Sounds really good. Very, very, very nice sound quality. Web browsing, and let me clear the web browser. It's already clear. So web browsing is like all iPhones, head-to-head iPhone 6 Plus versus Lumia 1520 camera quality. Wow, that's interesting. Everybody's taking shots at the iPhone. It's good. Yeah, web browsing is what you would expect from the iPhone. Not really a fan of their browser too much. It's improved a heck of a lot over the previous versions. So at best, it definitely gets the job done. But I also have Chrome installed. I do like that it syncs everything. That's the good thing about the Apple web browser. It does sync no matter what. It syncs over all my devices, so that's not really an issue. And it does the job. It gets the job done. There's no complaints about this this web browser at all. I haven't had any crashes and things like that, but it's definitely possible. So processing power on this for the techies out there, it's still a dual core device, but it has an A8 chip in there and 64-bit. So powering this thing is 1 gig of RAM, and it's a dual core, I believe 1.4 or something like that. Not so much into specs. As long as it gets the job done, I'm pretty good. But for the techies out there, it does have a dual core still, but the way iOS is optimized, it feels like it's a quad core, and it really performs well. So processing power, you shouldn't have any hiccups. You got enough RAM in there to take care of this operating system. So something that people rarely use their phones for is calls. Well, this phone has HD calling and also has Wi-Fi calling, and it has voice over LTE. All those things said, call quality over Wi-Fi is superb, depending on how strong you have a Wi-Fi connection. So depending on if you have a strong Wi-Fi signal or not, you know, that'll determine how well your Wi-Fi call is going to go. But you just need to be able to at least connect to Wi-Fi and get 3G from T-Mobile at least. So call quality on here, you shouldn't have any problems. Like I said, it's fantastic for call quality. As far as features go for the iPhone, there's only small subtle changes, and you know, Apple kind of talks about it in their presentation when they do the keynotes, but pretty much you still just have an iPhone, you know, and if you like iPhones, you'll notice subtle changes within the operating system, but you'll also know that it's consistent. Not very many crashes, if any, and it performs very well under heavy use. Last thing I want to talk about is the battery. Battery in here has been upgraded to a 1810 milliamp battery, and I gotta tell you, it's actually a pretty good battery. Definitely will take you through a full day with no problems, so you shouldn't have anything to worry about when it comes to the battery life. So when it comes to full reviews, I think I try to stick to the basics and things that most people might be concerned about, and this phone is no exception. The iPhone 6 is a fantastic device, and the fact that they offer 128 gig now is definitely a plus. So with that being said, how do I rate this device? What do I think of Apple at this point? Well, I feel the same way about Apple as I did prior to buying this one. You know, I've always liked iOS, and I still say that Windows Phone is very smooth, probably a little bit more smooth than iOS, but overall, I give this phone, you ready for my rating? I give this phone a 9.9. I think it's pretty much the total package. Don't have very many gripes at all. I love the way the screen is, but if I had to have a gripe, it would be this bezels around the top and bottom. I think they could have squeezed in a little bit more screen and just took it up to a 5-inch or a 5.2 and kept this form factor, or made it a little wider, or made it even a little thicker for a bigger battery. You know, thin isn't always in. So I think they did a fantastic job, though. As you notice, I didn't have any gripes going through there. It just works, man. It's a really good device. So I will see you guys in the next one. Thanks for joining me in this full review of the iPhone 6. Be sure to look out for my full review on the iPhone 6 Plus and my initial impressions video. Thanks, guys. See you in the next one. Rate, subscribe, like, comment, share. You know the norm. Take care.